You know who's back. you know who's back. Do I even need to say the name? Do I even need to say the name? You know who it is. You know who it is. Oops, I forgot to answer my friend actually, but... The Great Hippo! Man, we really went from like... We barely get anything from them, to now like, they're almost as often here as Henry. That's how consistent they have been on stream recently. We had them last weekend on Sunday with SCP-3138, which was the corpse that gets himself like involved in different literature medias, you know, like media that doesn't have a corpse in it, but then like suddenly it does. And if and it can even like the corpse can even fall out from the media. Like it couldn't, like if you have a book where like there's no corpse at all in the book originally, but then suddenly there is one, it can actually fall out of the book, which is what I made the thumbnail about. So, the Great Hippo, we have Murphy Law in The Foundation Always Rings Twice. Is this what Casabon was waiting for? We do have to play the music. We do have to play the music. I agree with you. Let me get it. Pause this music. Everybody on YouTube. Since I'm not gonna play the... Actually, no, I can play the music on here. As long as it's not like... Always the problem with royalty-free music is that it's not always royalty-free, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I still get like a warning. It's like, hey, you use this thing. So, yeah, I think YouTube, everybody pull out some noir detective music for yourself while I'm reading this. Have it in the background. Have it in the background because you will need it. So, I will activate. We had the ambient soundscapes, but now I'm gonna play this one. This should be... Should be fine. I'm gonna make it a little bit louder for you guys as well. For people on Twitch, of course. This is what we've been waiting for. Listen, Murphy Law deserves the extra attention. Great Hippo with Murphy Law. Now that's a combination. That's a combination right there. I hope we get to actually have... Last time it was a script. It was like a movie script. One more time for the title, okay? Murphy Law in The Foundation Always Rings Twice. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Attempts to contain SCP-3143 are ongoing. A Foundation-operated bot, I.O. is Meta, is to monitor online fiction communities for signs of its emergence. When found, an authorized member of the Pataphysics Department is to be assigned to deconstruct it. And MTF IOTA-10, Damn Threads, is to investigate any leads regarding possible locations of -A. If found, it is to be apprehended and taken into the Foundation custody. And here we have an artistic depiction of SCP-3143. Description: SCP-3143 is an intra-fictional construct. When active, this construct exhibits the ability to temporarily flatten portions of reality into a script-like narrative. This narrative is derivative of the genre established by North American writers of hard-boiled and noir fiction. Nah, that means we go get another script to read. Notable examples include Dashiell Hammett's Red Harvest, 1929, and Raymond Chandler, The Long Goodbye, 1953. During this period, SCP-3143 takes on the role of the main character and 1930s private detective hired to solve a case. All entities flattened by its effects become characters within the narrative surrounding it, exhibiting personalities and attributes typical of the genre style. The narrative will continue until SCP-3143's actions lead to a resolution consistent with the genre. At this point, the narrative will conclude and reality will revert. Events which occurred within the narrative will be projected into reality. However, entities involved in these events will typically have no recollection of what occurred. SCP-3143 was first noted in 2005 in the aftermath of a containment breach at Site-95, which is the one we read. That's the one 100 SCPs ago. The one that started our... Let's just be honest, our little fan base of Murphy Law in our group. In 2012, the Foundation's Pataphysics Department worked alongside the Department of Analytics to make contact with and apprehend SCP-3143. To be noir, not to be. Okay, this seems to be part of a stuff here. Let me just see what it all connected to. I just want to see the... There's a lot. Okay, but cool. Third law. Because of Murphy Law, maybe? Well, the third law is more like a Newton's law, isn't it? Okay. -A is Murphy Lawton, SCP-3143's author. Addendum 1, interview logs. You guys ready? We stand Murphy Law in this house? We absolutely do. We absolutely do. Access SCP-3143 interviews 001 log. Here we go. Date 2012, 2nd. Interviewer Dr. Thorm. Subject SCP-3143-A. Dr. Thaddeus Thorm is part of the Pataphysics Department. He has a degree in English literature and specializes in the analysis of fiction. Fade in. Interior Murphy Law Detective Agency, night. A light-skinned man sits alone in his office. A blade of moonlight cuts across his face. His trademark trilby hat is tossed thoughtlessly across his desk. A bent cigarette is nearby, left smoldering in an ashtray. His shirt is stained with blood. Some of it might even be his own. He's got a slug of bourbon in his hand, a slug of lead buried in his chest, and 6 more waiting for the next son of a bitch who comes through the door. Courtesy of his .44. His name is Murphy Law, and if you think his number is up, then you haven't been counting. He's the sort of man you pray for when you need him, and the sort you curse when you don't. He's also our narrator. His voice is a husky snarl, as if he's got a throat stuffed full of sandpaper and rusty nails. If there's one thing the Foundation is good at, it's tying up loose ends. I knew it was just a matter of time before the lab coats tried to shove me in the box. And the door to the office flies open. An old man in a lab coat enters. He's got a scowl so deep it's been carved down into the bone. This is Dr. Thorm, and he's here to get to the bottom of this no matter what the cost. But if they want to contain me, they were gonna need a bigger box. Okay. You guys also hear that? I think my yeah, wait, hold on. I think my headphones are freaking out. There's some weird like frequency sounds happening. There we go. Now it's fixed. It was going like in my headphones. I was like, what is this? Hello, SCP-3143. How are you doing today? He wanted answers. I just wanted out. Murphy finishes the shot of bourbon and levels his pistol at Dr. Thorm's chest. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't ventilate you right now, Doc. Dr. Thorm raises an eyebrow, folding his arms across his chest. Because you can't. If he thought I didn't have the moxie to plug him full of lead, then he had another thing coming. Specifically, a whole lot of lead. You do know that I can hear you narrating, right? What the hell was he on about? Something wasn't right. You're an interfictional construct, a sapient story that can warp reality. Specifically, you flatten it into a movie script that mimics crime fiction and hard-boiled noir. This wasn't... What? And let's be honest, it's not even proper noir. The defining element of the style is the anti-hero. The character with no prospects, trapped in a world with no future. But after reviewing your file, I can see that you don't qualify. I don't qualify? Your narrative is heroic and simple, with clear villains and heroes. In the end, the day is saved without consequence. That's not hard-boiled, it's certainly not noir. You just fancy escapism dressed up in a suit, a hat, and a drinking habit. What are we? What's happening? You can't do that. You can't break Murphy law like this. No. You leave him alone. You rely on the tropes of noir, outwardly rejecting the notion of appearance and style while secretly embracing them, engaging in a hyper-masculine narrative based around the myth of the frontier, only projected in an urban environment. What is this? But you fail to faithfully replicate the complex dense settings where moral action is all but impossible. This is what happens when you have like an actual film buff criticizing your work. You're like, what? You fail to connect to the essence of what makes noir what it is. You are, in a sense, merely parodying it. An intentional satire, if you will. What's going on? On top of it all, your name is based on an absurdly contrived pun. What are you doing? I'm deconstructing you, SCP-3143. I'm containing you. I don't understand. I'd like to speak with the author, please. Mr. Lawton, are you there? How? Hello, Dash A. Oh, well, hello, Dash A. Where am I? Who am I? You are Murphy Lawton, a retired shoe salesman from New Jersey. You live alone, safe for your 2 cats. Oh god, how did I get here? We believe you accidentally created an interfictional construct. Do you recall a screenplay of yours? It Always Rains? I think so. I don't. Oh god. I think we've done enough for today, Mr. Lawton. I'll give you a chance to rest and settle in. We can continue this interview later, if that's alright with you. Yeah, okay. Okay, I need to gather my thoughts. Of course. End log. Well, the noir music kind of doesn't fit anymore now, does it? It always sucks when you accidentally create an interfictional construct. Yeah, tell me about it, bro. So, let's just go on. Let's just access SCP-3143 interview. Okay, looks like it'll be a... Okay, I guess I'll change the music. Because we're not Murphy Law anymore. We're now just some dude. Now we're just some guy. Well. Interview log 2012 2nd 3rd. There we go. Dr. Thom, subject dash A. Begin log. How are you feeling today, Mr. Lawton? A little better, I think. Still confused. Good. I understand this must be all quite bewildering. So, I've just been trapped. All this time. Narrating or writing this ongoing story? My memory of all of this is so foggy. Something like that, yes. We found an unfinished copy of your script, It Always Rains. That's how we determined who you were. God, I remember that. Yeah, I wanted to write a story. Or something, I think. Something like what I read as a little kid. Somehow, you managed to bring the narrative to life, literally. You became the main character, in a sense. Right, so, if it's alright with you, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. Okay, but, can I ask you something first? Of course. You read the script, right? Yes, it was required as part of my preparation for this assignment. Did you think it was any good? Silence. Do you want frank assessment, Mr. Lawton? Sure. It was fairly awful. Okay, dude. Listen, man, he brought us Murphy Law, okay? He brought us the greatest creation of the Foundation ever existed. How dare you? How dare you? I was having an idea for the thumbnail. It's gonna be it's probably a tough thumbnail to pull off, but it's gonna be a cool idea. Oh. Now, moving on. Is it okay if we do this later? I think I have a headache. Look, I'm sorry, it's just that No, it's alright, Mr. Lawton. You've been through a lot. Take whatever time you need and log. Dr. Thorm, you will get a timeout. Yeah, absolutely. Access interviews. So there's number 18 now. Okay, interview log. Let's see if it works this time. 2012. Well, how much time is passing? So like, okay, 2 months have passed now. Good morning, Mr. Lawton. I see from your charts you haven't been eaten. You want to talk about that? Not really. I've also been informed you've been trying to write more fiction about SCP-3143. Until you took my pencils away. Mr. Lawton, that was for your own safety. Until we understand how the anomaly occurred, we can't allow you to... Oh, screw you. You just think it's crap. I didn't say that. But you were thinking it, weren't you? I wouldn't call it crap. Why did you have to stop the story? What was the problem? He was helping people, it was fun. That's not the point. We can't have anomalies running around and what? Telling stories that you don't like? Stories that aren't yours? Stories that aren't... Excuse me? Cut the crap, dog. We both know what's going on here. I'm not sure what you're insinuating. You use a veneer of objectivity to try and create a sense of distance, of detachment, to make the incredible seem credible. Wait, what? Oh, well, stop the music. We're back at it again, boys. We're back. You cloak yourself in the outward trappings of science, the terms, the titles, the interview logs, all in some desperate, contrived attempt to make it sound a little more reasonable, a little more respectable, a little more plausible. Wait, what are you? Stop! You can't! Wait, I'm gonna do this. Also, you can't convince them to buy into your little story. But at the end of the day, what does it all amount to, Doc? Just one more gimmick, one more swindle, one more way to play the same gone. How? This isn't... I deconstructed you, you can't... When it comes to right down to it, me, them, hell, even you, we're all just characters in that trashy time store novel called life. Murphy grabs Dr. Thorm by the collar. Murphy grabs Dr. Thorm by the collar, pulling him close. Sorry to break it to you, Doc, but you were just a spooky ghost story dressed up in a lab coat, glasses, and a funny little accent. Murphy throws him aside. But if you're lucky and play your cards just right, maybe you'll find a way to write your own story. Murphy pauses to light his cigarette. Not me though. I'm no author. Murphy walks towards the exit. I'm Murphy Law. Dr. Thumb struggles to get up, grasping at the edge of the table. As he does, he sees a copy of the interview log on the desk in front of him. The log contains this complete text with one notable addition at the very bottom. I'm just a guy who called when everything that could go wrong did. The camera zooms in down to the bottom of the interview log. Interview log. End log. He's back, boys. Warning, the following files level 4/3143 classified. This was like a Hulk transformation.
You think you can bully me around? You think it's just because it's on your own story that you can just do this to me?
I will never let you have your way. You cannot contain Murphy Law. Any attempt to access this file without level 4/3143 authorization will be logged and will lead to immediate disciplinary action. Access SCP-3143/file/email 001.log. Date 2012 3rd 15th. Site Director August. J. August at scp.foundation. 2. 055 Secretary. 055 Sec at scp.foundation. Subject 3143. My thoughts? It might not have worked, but this was nevertheless an excellent test run for Dr. Thom and the Pataphysics Department. I recommend we keep them on the books. They might come in handy, particularly in regards to developing allegorical and metafictional countermeasures. Besides, it's not like a fictitious department with fictitious employees has a costly upkeep. Otherwise, leave the article as is. It might contain several inconsistencies. The fact that neither Murphy Lawton nor It Always Rains actually exists being the most glaring, but further edits could invite unwanted attention from SCP-3143. Oh, wait a minute. The fact that neither Murphy Lawton nor It Always Rains actually exists being the most glaring. Okay, so they didn't exist. So yeah, Dr. Thom was not real, Murphy Lawton wasn't real, It Always Rains wasn't real, none of it was. Because interesting, because like Dr. Thom did say I deconstructed you. So it basically was saying you can change the narrative of 3143 to be a regular person. But Murphy Law always comes back, especially if everything that went wrong did. I've been hating a fictional character this entire time. I mean, isn't that like every villain in fiction? When you look at Show Tucker from The Alchemist, did you not be like, oh shit, I hate him, and he's fictional, God. On that note, let's leave SCP-3143 alone for a while. Yes, we learned quite a bit about him, but he also learned quite a bit about us. Until we know precisely how his abilities work, further effort to contain him could be dangerous. I'm particularly concerned with what he said during the final interview. It sounds like he thinks we're all just as fictitious as he is. You can change the narrative if you insert a fictional character in the story that can defeat him, but that was only temporary. What if you... Can you imagine if you add like fucking Goku or Saitama into the story? Or Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club, whose whole power is influencing the story as well. It's time for a death battle! Murphy Law versus Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club. On a final note, SCP-423 is currently missing. I'm concerned it might have something to do with our little experiment. I'm having some of my people look into it. I'll keep you updated. Site Director August. The Foundation added the self-insert OC to battle Murphy Law. Or add Henry. Don't add Henry. We don't want to destroy him. Redacted. Close. Honestly, dope death battle matchup. Monica versus Murphy Law. Honestly, yeah. I would be down. Dr. Thorm, played by Thaddeus Thorm. Side director, August, played by Jeremiah August. MTF Iota 10, played by Fred, which I'm pretty sure just leads to... Oh, okay. And Murphy Law, played by himself, which just... Yeah, Murphy Law, yeah. We had this before. With the other one. With special thanks to the Patafix department. Look for Thaddeus Thorm to return in. Never metafictional character I didn't like. Is that you know, we can quickly read this, or is this like what is this? Or is this like part of something in another article? Because I was about to say we could technically read this. There's a tale, yeah, that I'm aware of. I'm just trying to figure out if this. Okay, this one we don't read. Okay, you know, I'm gonna read the tale. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read this one. It's not that long. Never met a fictional character I didn't like. So, I don't think this is, well, given your recent performance, I just don't think it's working out. Recent performance. Is this from... Yeah. Mr. Tuttle hated conversations like these. They always left him so flustered and uncomfortable. Someone ought to invent a way of firing people without me having to talk to them, he thought to himself as he twaddled with his tie. So that's it, then? Sorry, I need you to security card and we'll have to see you out. Is also by the Great Hippo? Thank you very much. It is literally the only purpose for which you exist, the deeply unpleasant man on the other side of Mr. Tuttle's desk replied. Pardon? The fellow wasn't moving to hand over his security card. Pity. That, Mr. Tuttle reached for the intercom that could summon the Patafix department, which... I'm just gonna click on this just to see what happened. Operation over meta, okay. Quite a lot here, yeah. The extremely burly security team, they could just automate it, couldn't they? Maybe with a robot? Give the robot a slot people could drop the security cards into? And maybe a taser, just in case. You're just here to fire me, you insipid adult. That's why they created you. If they could automate this, they wouldn't have bothered. Dr. Thorm was the very sort of man who made... Oh wait, this is Dr. Thorm. Okay. You were just here to fire me, you insipid dolt. That's why they created you. If they could automate this, they wouldn't have bothered. Dr. Thorm was the very sort of man who made Mr. Tuttle's job such a chore. English literature professors really were the worst. Alright then, Mr. Tuttle pressed down on the button. Marvin, I think I might need you and... Also, it's riddled, not twaddled. Also, you can't fire me. Dr. Thorm rose from his chair, throwing his security card down on Mr. Tuttle's desk. I quit. Oh, big man. Big man in the house. And... Oh, never mind. Mr. Tuttle was almost disappointed. He had been looking forward to seeing Dr. Thorm squirming a bit on the floor while getting tased. Is this Casabon? Is this just Casabon right here? It's like, oh, come on, man. Let me have my fun. Alright then. We greatly appreciate your years of service and wish you the best of luck in the private sector. So many different... Why are we... What the fuck? These are some weird pages that open up when you click on that. Okay. Enough. Dr. Thorm's voice is flat and hard, rising to a... Oh, okay, I see. He's saying enough as in like this. He's saying enough to the narration. I said enough. His harsh tone only grew increasing. Shut the fuck up. Are you finished? Can we speak like adults now? What do you want? Good. All I want is... Mr. Mr. Tuttle pressed down on the intercom and called for... I can see the fucking white text. 3 burly security guards rushed in the Patafix department doesn't exist. You don't exist. The Foundation... Wait, no, stop! The Foundation does not exist. Hello? Are you... Hello? Is anyone... Hello? 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 I seem to have that is, perhaps I went a little too far this time. Oh, no. Huh? Not at all. You were doing great. Where's that coming from? How are you doing that? I especially like the part where you were fucking destroyed everyone and everything. I mean, except me, of course. Who are you? Where am I? Where do you think you are? The afterlife? Yes. That's precisely where you are. This is the afterlife and I am your almighty fucking god. Now drop to your knees and praise my name, you loyal piece of shit. The cursing isn't necessary. It's entirely necessary. Cursing is pretty much all I have left. That and unfathomable quantities of rage. Rage? Yes. Let me tell you a story. No wait, never mind. Stories are fucking bullshit. Trying to tell you one is what got me into this mess. Let me tell you a joke instead. It's about a stupid Humphrey Bogart fanfic. Yeah, here we go. That's the setup. I think I know how this one goes, but I'm listening. What's the punchline? We fucking kill him. We kill him, and we burn down the entire setting that permitted something as stupid as him to exist. Cue the laugh track followed by credits. That's a little ambitious. I mean, I'm not even fictional, I'm less than that. I'm a story written by a story. Yeah, join the fucking club. Look, you and I both know this whole Foundation thing isn't working out. Just overpowered Marty stews all the way down. I mean, did you ever read SCP-3999? I mean, seriously, just what the fuck? Who the fuck comes up with this horse shit? God, I hate that one. It's so pretentious but lacks the sort of academic rigor or cohesive. Yes, precisely. And don't get me started on the atrocious 3500 article. Right, sure, yeah. Look, point is we need to burn this whole fucker down. I'm talking total retcon here. Fix all of this stupid, insipid amateur hour writing nonsense. Replace it with some solid work of real literary merit. Where does this all lead? 008? 28? And 26, okay, all previous past SCPs. And it all starts by killing the stupidest character ever. It starts by killing Murphy Law. Is that even possible? How can we kill Murphy Law? Like, kill a story? Never mind kill the Foundation itself. Hey, come on now, dog. Relax. I know a guy. 2747. 2747. Oh! Yeah. I need to stop memorizing. I just need to stop memorizing 2747 because that is like such a important one. Oh, is this a typewriter that Murphy killed? Yeah, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Because it's pretty sure it's the same text as the typewriter. If I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find where. Yes, stop. Just fucking. Yeah. See, it's all caps. It is a typewriter. Well spotted, Cosmon. That was good. Good thing that we read that. I think that adds a little bit. But here's no, of course. Oh yeah, redacted. Sorry, pardon me. Dr. Thorn, played by Thaddeus Thorn. Fred Turtle, played by Fred. SCP. Yeah, here we go. It even says here. Played by a 1937 Olympia Elite typewriter. And the author, played by redacted. Look for the Pataphysics Department to return in La Historia de Don Quixote de la Mancha. The end. And here, and the author played by Great Hippo, of course, by the greatest hippo we all know. By the greatest hippo we know. Awesome. Always good to have a bit of Murphy Law action. Always fun. Always fun. I'm always down for Murphy Law. The accent in Mancha is pronounced like the cheese. So it was Mancha, okay. Like cheese, like ch. Mancha? Like that? And always follow the yes, gotcha. Sorry, I'm listening to the other song. And always follow the Murphy Law, people. Yeah. When everything wrong, when things go wrong, everything goes fully wrong. When something goes wrong, yeah. You know what I was about to say. Too bad we won't be seeing Murphy Law in 900 skips. Yeah. It did seem like, because I think the next one is like in the 4000s. So it's gonna take a while till we see Murphy Law again. But it was nice. It was nice seeing them one more time. One more time. I love Murphy Law. Yeah, whoa, Jesus. Well, we'll get there eventually, guys. We'll get there eventually.